Hello, welcome back. My name is Richard Two Bears, and this is a medicine journey. I trust you all had a good New Year's and holiday season. Made it all safely through to the new year. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the sacred pipe. There's far too many rumors and stories and misinformation around the sacred pipe. I will try and clear some of those up. There's two types of pipes. There's a personal pipe, which is used by men and women to make their prayers. Then there's tribal pipes, pipes that represent the tribe and the people of the tribe. Most of these pipes are very old. They're all considered very sacred. They all have people that take care of them that are called bundle keepers. The pipe is kept in a bundle. It's kept in a series of wrappings that have many different things added to this bundle. The bundle grows each year. So, for example, there could be the hide of a stillborn buffalo calf or a deer. Could be a badger. Could be some type of animal hide or fur. There would be wrappings of cloth. In those wrappings of cloth, there will be sage or cedar or sweetgrass. Purifications. Right from the start, it's important for me to say this. There's a very popular misconception that's been around, well, as far as I know, it's been around since the 60s. And that misconception is that the First Nations people smoked marijuana in the pipes. That is not true. For one thing, back in the 1700s, 1800s, even further back, it didn't grow. Marijuana did not grow in the lands of the First Nations people. Marijuana grew further south. But there's been this misconception that they smoked the pipe to get high. Again, so not true. So not true. So, if anybody tries to tell you or tries to convince you that Native people were smoking the pipe to get high, to go fight against the white man, or for whatever reason that people seem to think that this is a true story, it's not. The elders that I've spent time with, the elders that I've spoken with, the people themselves that I've spoken with, have all said, never, never, never would marijuana go in the pipe. I know people that smoke marijuana, that have a pipe, and they would never consider putting marijuana in the pipe because it's just considered wrong and not done. I will get to what was smoked in the pipes soon. The pipe itself, in most cases, is a piece of stone and a piece of wood. In the case of some pipes, some very, very old pipes. They were made of clay or the leg bone from an animal. So it's not just the pipe that we're familiar with now that was smoked. The pipe that we smoke now has been around for a very, very long time. The stone, the red stone, and there are red pipes and black pipes. The red stone is a stone called catlinite, and it comes from a quarry in Minnesota. Now that quarry was always considered sacred ground. So people from different tribes would gather there to collect stone to take back to their tribe to make their pipes. It's a relatively soft stone, so working it with primitive tools was quite easy. Now, of course, with steel tools, it's even easier. So the working of the stone to create the pipe fell to the hands of a master craftsman. And I've seen pipes in collections and museums, and pipes that I've held myself are amazing works of art. They really are, when you consider that it's a piece of stone. Now, the black pipe that's favored by the Blackfoot people and by some of the coastal peoples, my uncle, for example, favored a black pipe. It was a gift from the Thunder Beings. It's a stone called steatite, a black stone called steatite. And when cut and polished, it takes on a lovely shine and luster. The stem was sometimes just a branch with the core removed. Sometimes they were ornately carved. I've seen pipes that have a stem that was originally flat that has twists in the middle. The stem itself has been twisted. It's been heated and twisted, and you can follow the grain around the twist. Nowadays, of course, it's often carved. We've lost a lot of the techniques for doing some of the old work that was done. Some stems are quite plain, like this one. Quite plain. A piece of cedar. It's been split in half, grooved down the middle, and re-glued back together again. Undecorated. Plain and simple, everyday smoking pipe. Sending prayers. More elaborate pipes, 3, 4, 5 feet long, adorned with feathers and animal hides and snake skins and any number of things I've seen portrayed on pipes. The bowl is a standard T-shape in this case. Standard T-shaped bowl. They don't all have to be like this. A typical woman's pipe is an L-shaped pipe. It has no projection on the front. But there are pipes that have been carved with a buffalo on it, or a bear on it, or a horse's head, or any number of animal totems have been carved on the pipe. When it's apart, it's a stone and a piece of wood. When it's put together, it becomes a sacred object. That object is a method of communication between the smoker and the creator. The stem, made of wood, is male. The stone from the earth is female. Apart, they stand alone. Together, they stand in unity. I like that thought. I like that thought. It reminds me to stay in unity with the women in my family, my daughters, my wife. It's important. It's an important aspect to remember. The stem is long and straight. Reminds us to speak straight, to tell the truth. To tell the truth in all things. In the 17 and 1800s, when scouts would go out and scout for the buffalo herds or scout for enemy camps, they would come back and they would sit in front of the chief, and the chief would pass them a pipe. And they would accept that pipe, signifying that they would speak straight. They would speak straight. They would tell the truth of what they'd seen. No embellishments. No guessing. No assumptions. I know what I saw. And what I saw, I speak straight. I tell the truth about it. Men have pipes. Women have pipes. Some sacred pipes are cared for, or have been cared for, by women. Some are cared for by men. It's important to remember the realism, the sincerity, the respect that goes with the sacred pipe. It's a difficult thing for non-Indigenous people to accept that this object is sacred. It's holy. It's the most precious thing that we have. It's amazing to even just hold one. I have one that was given to me years ago. It comes from 1840. And when I pray with that one, I can feel the hands and the energy of the people that held that pipe before me. It's almost intimidating, knowing the amount of prayers and truth that have been spoken with this pipe. If you have one, be respectful of it. If you have one, you probably already know to be respectful of this. My elders taught me that it's how we pray. I pray with this. He would often say to me, "Do you have that sacred thing with you?" And I'd say, "Yes." He'd say, "We'll go to the mountain and make some prayers." I always felt very honored that he would take me to a place that was very sacred to him. And we would go there and we would pray. And we would pray with that sacred thing, that pipe that I have. I was very humbled. So what do we smoke in the pipe? Everybody has their own variation on a smoking mixture. There's an Algonquin word called kinnikinnick. Kinnikinnick. It means that which is mixed. That kind of gives you a little hint that the smoking mixture is a mix of different herbs. I'm kind of partial to strawberry leaves, wild strawberry leaves. Red willow bark, dried, crumbled. Strawberry leaves, bit of sage, bit of natural tobacco. I have tobacco growing in my garden. When it's done growing and it's dried and cured, we will use that in our ceremonies. It has no chemicals. It's not the same as tobacco that you get commercially. I've used that for the lack of having any natural tobacco. But it's mixed together, usually in a little bowl or on a board. We often have a board that you mix your smoking mixture on. Then you put little pinches of tobacco into the pipe. How many? Some people say, oh, I don't know, you just fill it up. Well, each of those pinches of tobacco is a prayer. A prayer that honors the Creator, honors Mother Earth, honors Sky Father, honors the four directions. There's 7 prayers in the pipe. My family, put them in there. My dear and close friends, put them in there too. An issue that I have to pray about, a health issue, a life issue, a money, home, whatever, an issue relating to, I put that in there. So it's not just a matter of crumbling up the smoking mixture, throwing it in the pipe and lighting it up and smoking it. It's much, much more. Each bit is a prayer. Each bit represents somebody or something. Once the pipe is loaded, I offer a prayer. I turn the pipe, I offer the stem to the Creator. Always to the Creator first. I offer to the Mother Earth. I offer to the Sky Father. To the four directions. I make my prayers with and for all of creation. I can't discriminate. I can't say, for whatever reason, you don't deserve my prayers. Because when I make my prayers, you are included in my prayers. With and for all of creation. That includes you. We may have never met. We may never meet. But know that when I smoke this pipe, I send prayers for you and your family. Way,